Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines we have for you today. We got Ripple and the Faster Payments Council, Ripple Partner, and Fed Now. You're going to want it. Citibank, ladies and gentlemen, the last chapter of the payment saga. We got more than 20 central banks working with Ripple. Finastra says flip the switch. You're going to want it in their own words. Brad Garlinghouse, in his own words, talks about the gatekeepers to cross-border payments. And we got XRP, a grand chart you've got to see. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube at the top of the screen. Right now, the market for cryptocurrency is at $1.24 trillion, sitting flat this morning. Good morning. Bitcoin, 30,500 plus right now. Ethereum, over $1,900. We see Tether market cap now at 83.3 billion plus, watching it closely. 47 cents for XRP. We're off by 1.8 in the 24-hour and off by 4.1 on the 7-day. Ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Talk about growth. While this market is being suppressed and while we're seeing all kinds of clarity issues in the digital asset space, let me tell you where there is regulatory compliance. It's in private equity. And that's why Link2 has been so successful, because there's nobody that brings it better than Link2 does to the people. Surpassing 150,000 users and on the brink of a record-breaking Q2. This is not only because Link2 is regulatory compliant and there's no issues and concerns there. This is because they offer the best private equity in the world. If you don't believe me, go to the page and look for yourself. And don't be surprised when you see fully subscribed on here with some of these incredible products ranging from gaming, fintech, digital assets, artificial intelligence. I'm telling you, these are remarkable opportunities. Circle was just fully subscribed, sold out, and it took about 8 minutes. Polystein's still available. Ripple still available. Link2 still available. Chainalysis, same thing. Didn't take long. It was going. Upholds on here. The list goes on and on. Click the link below underneath the video and take advantage of that incredible opportunity right there. This is right here. It says today's SCOTUS granted cert to certify a case that will decide the legality of the SEC's in-house administrative court, showing once again that the court intends to curtail administrative overreach. I tell you, I love this, because we all know in the digital asset space that the SEC is far too reaching in this space, and certainly its own court seems very, very bad. Very bad. I wouldn't trust the SEC. I can't even think of an example. I just wouldn't trust them, right? So hopefully we see their powers reined in a bit over the next coming months, and some clarity for stable coins and crypto over the next year or two. Here we see Pat Thielen of Ripple speaking on the future of crypto as a member of the U.S. Faster Payments Council, which is tied into Fed Now. Take a listen to Pat.
Hello, everyone. I'm Pat Thielen. I'm the Vice President of Global Account Management at Ripple. We truly believe that there is an internet of value coming, much like the internet provided with communications and email in the 90s and through the beginning of the millennium. Today, the payment system is advancing. And unlike a lot of the other crypto players in Ripple's space, we truly believe that the revolution is going to occur from within. So the ecosystem that the U.S. Faster Payments Council has put together will be those players that will make sure we advance the industry. The working groups that are coming out, it's the cross-border, the QR, the directory model. These are really opportunities to take that user experience, the interoperability that has been designed in the other initiatives, and really apply it to real-world problems. Many countries have leapfrogged the U.S. in real-time payments, so this is a real opportunity for us to leverage a body like this. The playing field is set, and you can either sit on the sidelines or suit up with U.S. Faster Payments Council and change the game.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, saying something I say here on the channel all the time: a revolution comes from within. That's why I've believed from the beginning that Ripple will be successful and XRP, the digital asset, will be used as a complement inside the banking and financial system throughout the world. We just need Judge Torres to go and give us that decision so we can get started here. This is a reminder, too. The U.S. Federal Faster Payments Council, for anybody new to the space here, mentions Ripple, cryptocurrency within cross-border payments report. We've known this for quite some time, but I think ISO 20022, let's do it, wanted to just put this out here for those that are not aware of that deep relationship here. And how Ripple's solution leverages a blockchain digital asset, XRP, which you could see inside of this language here. You can see all of that if you follow and get inside of that. But we most of us know this. I just want to show the rest of the tweet there. So shout out to him for sharing that, and the Pat Thielen comment. There is a change coming, and July 20th is the official launch date for FedNow. Well, here we see Ripple partner Valente Technologies powers a major custodian bank to successfully complete pilot testing on the FedNow Instant Payments Network. How about that? This is the stuff I want to see in a market where we're going through such a winter, right? A crypto winter. Bear market, all of this, lack of clarity. This is the stuff I want to see. Now, we covered yesterday Citibank, which is a Ripple partner, and an article that came out saying that they were shopping outside of using Medico's custody solution, which they appear to already have. So they may be looking for options. But until then, I want you to take a look at this, because that's the first time I've heard of any kind of possible shift of Citibank from using something like Medico for a custody solution. But we'll see what shakes out there. But in the meantime, let's hear here what Emanuela Scarloa says here from Global Co-Head of Cross-Border Payments at Citibank. You're going to like it. And there you have it. And you know what that sounded like to me? That sounded like Monica Long, the president of Ripple, and when she said just the other day at Paris Blockchain Week, which is a few weeks ago, she said that the banks are going to have to either adapt or die. That's what they're looking at here. Now, you hear that the person here, the global co-head of cross-border payments from Citibank, basically saying the same thing. You have these new emerging companies. Now, we're talking about Ripple here. They're absolutely one of those companies making a change. And you're about to hear from Brad Garlinghouse in a second just about that change. Right now, this is Ripple, and they're talking about it's been 1 year since Ripple launched a CBDC solution and private ledger for CBDCs, explored the benefits of central bank digital currencies offer. And if you look at this, one advantage is financial inclusion. They enable largely unbanked populations to gain easy access to banking services in developing countries. 3, CBDCs also drive innovation. They enable central banks and governments to adapt their currency plans through each stage of digital currency production life cycle. What will the next year bring with CBDCs? Read this blog. And I tell you, you know, when you see this thing, it's been 1 year. Well, I don't know about you. If you're somebody who was living in the age I was, then you know this reminds you of a song by the Bare Naked Ladies. And Max Avery knows, so we must be about the same age right there. Shout out to Max. But here is the comment here that I want to bring out is that CBDCs present a unique opportunity for the world's unbanked population to gain frictionless access to banking services. With more than 20 governments and central banks talking to Ripple about CBDC projects, today's announcement of the enhancements to the CBDC platform is well positioned to deliver more innovation, adoption, transformative use cases in countries around the world. Now, the reason I wanted to show this is because there's more than 20 governments and central banks. This is enormous. Now, we only know about like 3 or 4, right? Palau, Bhutan, Montenegro, right? I mean, think about that. More than 20. That is remarkable. How many more will make their way to the network as we move to this? And then think about the idea that, you know, people always, you know, there's been, through this bear market, there's been this narrative that's been created that you're either with the Ripple doing it from the banking top down, or you're with the developers, you know, and I just think that is the most adolescent viewpoint I've ever heard in my life. It takes a village, and it takes everybody in the village. And I tell you this, all the behind the scenes, all the work, all the market infrastructure, all that heavy lifting that has been done for over a decade by Ripple to really build the plumbing and market infrastructure to these entities, I believe will really start to show and pay off when we get some clarity. Because the financial system, a revolution does come from within, just like Pat Thielen from Ripple said. But you got to have that legal clarity that defines what this technology is, that defines the accountability when you use this network to move value. This isn't an email. This is information and value being moved now. This is the next iteration of the internet. And right here, I want you to hear this. This is in their own words. Ripple partner Finastra talk about flipping the switch, baby.
Is very straightforward. You set up the infrastructure with a technology provider like Finastra. Many of the technology providers on the network can almost flip a switch and get the thing turned on.
Many of them can almost flip a switch to get the thing turned on. This is what we're talking about. Everything being in place so when the regulatory clarity is there, the legal clarity is there, watch out. It's only going to take 2, as Bob Wade has discussed in years past on this show. You get 2 entities, 2 financial institutions using the benefit of this, and everyone else has to fall like dominoes because they're not getting the same benefit, so they can't in turn turn around and give that advantage of that benefit to their end user customer. And any time in business that you have an advantage like that, you better believe they're going to full court press it until everyone breaks. To really boil it down here, Ripple is competing with the liquidity of Citibank, the messaging of Swift in one, because Ripple is both messaging and liquidity. And that's what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to Brad Garlinghouse. Shout out to him.
Messages to banks that have liquidity. So to some degree, Citibank and HSBC, really the top 2, JPM, those are the top 3 liquidity banks. And when you're sending Swift messages, you're sending messages to banks to release liquidity and making sure the debits and credits match. So to some degree, really boil it down, Ripple's competing with the liquidity of Citi and the messaging of Swift, but in one, because we're both messaging and liquidity messages.
And there you have it. We're both of them. And that's what's different about Ripple and RippleNet and ODL. They're not just messaging like Swift is and has always been. This is a game changer. This technology disrupts everything from within the financial institution to a developer in their basement with an incredible idea and the ability to bring the XRP ledger into their vision. And it takes everybody from the grassroots to the top down to the regulators we don't even like to Congress, who takes forever to do something. It is obvious these are the things we are waiting on. And if we get them, I want to take a look at what could play out here. This is Agrag Crypto talking about the XRP Grand Chart. While many technical analysts and enthusiasts are familiar with Elliott waves, only a select few truly grasp the significance of the following count, which may go down in history as the most remarkable realm of investing. The USA government is thoroughly evaluating XRP to ensure that there is absolutely no room for any flaws, as the Internet of Money cannot afford any imperfections. The future lies in the Internet of Value. You can't say it any better than Agrag Crypto just said it right there. I believe the SEC versus Ripple case was in fact a weapon, but I also believe that it is a vetting and audit process. XRP represents the future of global financial connectivity, seamlessly bridging currencies worldwide. If you haven't realized yet that our current fiat system is an illusion backed by nothing tangible, then you may never find yourself among the next 1%. I love this. I love it. And you can see over the course of history, impulsive, corrective, impulsive, corrective, impulsive, right? And we're right here. So we're waiting for that impulsive to bring us back in line with this Elliott wave, right? Now, Elliott wave's not perfect. You can see the fluctuations and differences here, this straight line here, but look what it really was. Because that's how people really move, because charts are a history of real living markets, of real living people buying and selling every single day. And this is exciting to me. And, you know, when we look at this, and I have to look out in time spans and think could be 24, 25 at the end of that before we see 27 bucks. Listen, I'm here for it. I'm a perma-bull. I believe that Ripple is going to achieve their goals. I believe that the developers down in their basement or their garage or in their house that are working on a brilliant idea that no one knows about yet will be successful. I believe the XRP ledger will become just as substantial and just as relied upon as HTTP that you build websites on. I believe that's how incredibly important the XRP ledger is, that it'll be used to that level of use. But that's me. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. It's just what I believe after all the years of what I've seen. And I tell you, I'm here for it. Whether it's $27 or $25,000, I believe the ultimate destination is what they have set out to do. And I believe they will make a dent in the universe. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.